We can expect fireworks at the guard on that date.
Not entertainment. Not entertainment. Not entertainment.
The tension was already insane before they even stepped on stage. But nobody expected it to explode like this, the moment Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua locked eyes for the very first time ahead of their rematch. The entire arena went silent. Cameras started flashing. Security guards moved closer. Fans began screaming. And within seconds, chaos broke loose. Jake Paul walked in with that same confidence that shocked the boxing world the first time, smirking, talking trash, acting like he already owned the heavyweight division. But Anthony Joshua looked different this time. No smiling, no jokes, just pure anger written all over his face. The energy instantly changed, and everyone watching could feel it. Then it happened. Jake stepped forward and whispered something directly into Joshua's ear. Something so disrespectful that AJ's entire expression snapped instantly. Joshua shoved forward, Jake pushed back, and suddenly security had to jump between both men before punches started flying on the stage. Microphones crashed. Reporters backed away. Fans were screaming louder than ever. For a second, it honestly looked like the rematch was about to happen right there. Social media exploded within minutes. Some fans are saying Jake Paul has officially gotten inside Joshua's head. Others believe Anthony Joshua is more dangerous now than he's ever been because this fight has become personal, and after seeing this face-off, people are starting to fear that the rematch could turn into one of the most violent celebrity boxing events ever seen. But here's the craziest part. Sources close to both camps are already hinting that backstage, after the confrontation, the tension got even worse. Security reportedly had to separate team members in the hallway, while angry shouting echoed through the arena. Nobody knows exactly what was said, but insiders claim this rivalry has now crossed the line from promotion into real hatred. And if this is what happened during the first stare down, imagine what happens when the bell finally rings.
I know my boundaries. I want to fight Anthony Joshua exclusive because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's.
Jake Paul has never been afraid to take on the biggest names in boxing. Based on his tweets, he will now fight Anthony Joshua, the two-time unified heavyweight king. In 2026, people quickly called him the problem child for saying he wanted to fight AJ. Just like they did when he said he wanted to fight Mike Tyson, but Joshua said no when he was asked. He answered,
I know I will
just got
beat,
knocked out, right?
Yeah. He doesn't have a chin and he has no skill and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. All this, but I want to fight you.
The argument gets worse when Paul's old rival Tommy Fury sends back a mean message. Fury was the first person to lose to Paul. No one thought this fight would happen. But is it possible for Jake Paul to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026? The internet is furious because Paul drew attention to a possible fight with the two-time heavyweight champion. This made people even more angry than when he announced his fight with Mike Tyson, while boxing fans, analysts, and purists call the idea a dream.
We always want to see that, don't we, at the end? And that is what we did see. I thought with Fury, basically, the rounds he won was when he picked up and was nice and busy with his jab, like he was.
Joshua's calm and unexpected answer has made things worse. Is this just a PR stunt, or could Paul really be facing one of the biggest names in boxing? Jake Paul isn't just talking, he's making people think. The boxer turned YouTuber didn't wait to start a fight by sharing a picture of Joshua on the phone, which led to rumors and criticism of AJ's chin and level of skill. Paul was ready to give Joshua his full attention, but an old enemy chose to ruin the party. Tom Fury comes in. He is the one who gave Paul his only competitive loss.
Good morning, guys. Just wanted to give a little opinion on everything I've been seeing on social media lately. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Just wanted to come in here and remind him.
Fury quickly reminded everyone of his win by saying that he beat Paul even though his hand was broken. He made it clear in a mean social media post that Paul had no right to fight a top-level heavyweight when he couldn't even beat him at full strength.
2-minute rounds, Tyson wanting to see more action. Wabota, Evander Holyfield, you get the gist.
And everybody was saying,
Just to make things worse, Fury told him about Paul's latest try to get him to come back to the ring.
That bum couldn't beat me when I basically had a broken hand. I had one hand and he still lost. Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy, and everybody weighing this fight up, don't bother, because he ain't worth a shilling. And the loss will always be there, Mr. Paul. Take it easy and have a good day.
Fury says Paul's team offered him a repeat for $6 million, but he turned it down right away, saying he had already made more money in their first fight. In order to avoid starting a new fight, Fury told Paul to focus on getting revenge for his loss instead of calling out better fighters like Joshua. Different feelings have been expressed by the boxing society. Hardcore fans thought the idea of Paul fighting Joshua was silly and called it just another way to make money. Some people are interested in the idea of the biggest boxing crossover ever. Could this really happen? Paul just won a huge fight against Mike Tyson that broke Netflix records, and Joshua is always looking for big fights. Jake Paul is a great way to get people to talk, whether they like him or not. And if Joshua really wants to fight, it could be one of the most heated fights ever. Let's talk about numbers, since Jake Paul thinks business is just as important as fighting. Whether you like him or dislike him, you can't deny that he's very good at turning debate into money. His amazing fight with Mike Tyson was more than just a show. It shattered expectations and has been watched an amazing 60 million times on Netflix.
Throwing the right hand off the back of it. He kept the distance when he did that, then he made it really hard for Jake Paul. The rounds that Paul won, Fury kind of neglected that.
And everyone agreed that this event showed Paul could change the rules instead of just following them. So, is this possible fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua just another smart business move? Or does Paul really want to fight a top heavyweight? One thing we can learn from past is that Paul knows how to sell a fight. He has carefully planned out his boxing career, choosing opponents who will help him build credibility and keep people excited. His 5-fight winning streak against big names like Mike Perry, Nate Diaz, and Tyson himself shows that the competition is getting tougher all the time. But would you call out Anthony Joshua? That's a whole new level. Of course, Paul had thought about fighting a professional fighter before. Paul thought about fighting Canelo Alvarez at one time. But just when things looked like they were going in the right direction, the Mexican giant changed his mind and signed with Turki Alalshik, a famous Saudi consultant who has put together some of the biggest fights in modern boxing. This missed chance made Paul look for another big opponent, and it looks like Anthony Joshua is the next person he wants to fight. It's no surprise that the boxing world is very split. Real purists, on the other hand, don't think that a former YouTuber should fight a former heavyweight winner. They think it's crazy for Paul to take on a boxer like Joshua, who has faced legends like Vladimir Klitschko, Andy Ruiz Jr., and Alexander Usyk. These people say that Paul hasn't proven himself against real top-level fighters because he lost to Tommy Fury. On the other hand, there are fans who like stories about underdogs. They see Paul as a troublemaker who has changed fighting in ways that no one saw coming. It would be one of the most important crossing events in sports history if he could get a fight against Joshua. And let's be honest, who wouldn't watch to see if Paul could back up what he said? Even with all the excitement, Tommy Fury is still Jake Paul's most dangerous opponent. He's more than just another voice. He's the only person who has ever beaten Paul in a professional fight, and he's making sure no one forgets that. In February 2023, Fury beat Paul in a split decision, which was the problem child's first loss.